Alrighty, let's get started with episode 4. So we got done with extracting the attachments. We were able to get a label, make a draft and a draft response. So now we'll need to make our database. We will be using Supabase. There are two parts for the database. There is part 1, where we want to ask the database if we have received an email from that person before. And then the second part is storing the email that we just received. Now, why would we do it this way? Why not just store the info first and then check if we've received an email before? Is because if we first store that email and then ask if we've received an email from him before, we will just receive the email we've just stored. So we want to check first if we've received an email from that email address before storing our new email. Now, we will have 3 parts in this video. We will set up the table on Supabase and get the API keys. We will ask if we have received an email address using a get API, and then we will store the info that we've got from our final set node from the previous video that had everything from the summary to the draft, attachments, body, etc. So let's get started. Just a quick reminder of the email that we're using for this is here as a new backend developer position. A candidate is asking for us to help them with sourcing. There are 2 attachments, a picture of a Lego man and a job description of the backend developer position. A quick change that I've made here is I've removed the merge for the spam because we don't want to waste tokens on summary and draft for the spam. And a little thing that I've noticed is in the final set node, we do not store the email address, so we need to keep that in mind when we do it. Don't worry that it's red right now, everything is pinned and it's gonna stay the same. And just a quick note, in the final set node we forgot to add the email address, so when we work with Supabase we want to make sure that we pull the email address straight from the Gmail trigger. Part 0, we first need to set up Supabase. I will show you how to make an account. We'll sign up. Alright, we will first start off with creating a new organization. Personal. The free plan works just fine right now. We don't want to add anything. We'll keep it the same. Now we need to change the project name, email memory, and suggest. Make sure you pick the region closest to you for the best for performance. Enable data API. Create new project. Now, after we've waited for our organization and the project to be healthy, to make the table, we enter the school editor, and inside the school editor, we want to write create table, and then the name of the table, we'll call it emails. And now we will write each line in 2 components. We write the name of the column, and then the type of inputs we are expecting to store in that column. So, for example, we will store the thread ID under text. We will store our email underscore address in text, and make sure to have a comma right after each column is complete. We will capitalize each first letter and then lowercase capitals after. Alright, thread ID, email address, we will need the name of the sender, we will need the subject, mail underscore body text. What else would we need? We need the attachment text, label, the date. We can put the date up here. So the date is also text because it's sent over by text on n8n. And then we will finally need the summary. And we'll also add the column for the emails that we send, because we can use 2 things. We will also make a column for the emails that we send over if we are sending an email, because when we store them, we can use the emails that we have sent to track the tone of the sender, and then we can use these emails for the AI that is writing the drafts to write better drafts. So we'll write emails underscore sent, and it's going to be type text. We don't need to add a comma at the end of this line. Now let's run the table. A success, no rows returned. Let's go to the table editor, emails, and there we go. We have our table with the columns from the thread ID all the way to the emails that we send. We'll ignore that column for now, of course. So now that we have a table on Supabase, the next part is connecting the Supabase table to our n8n. Now, remember, the first thing we're going to be doing is checking if we have received emails from that email address before. So we will be now in n8n. We want to go to Supabase. There is a native node already, which is amazing. We don't have to use HTTP requests. We will use the get many rows. We now need to select a credential, create new. We'll need two things: the host, the project HTTP, and the service role secret. Now to get those two things, we need to go back to Supabase, go to project settings, and we need to get into API keys. We let it load. These API keys, but we do need is our service role. I'm going to reveal it and send it over. There we go. Now we have our service role secret. The next part is get the project URL. We get that from the integrations data API, and here it is. We'll copy this and paste it in our host, just like that. We have everything we need. The connection tested successfully. Let's check even one step further and make sure we can see our tables. So just a quick thing I had to do off camera, I had to rerun the same email again because I've kept it pinned for so long that it was undefined. So I rerun the whole thing over again. So now that we've added the credential, we want to put in our table name. And the only thing we are trying to get is if we have received an email from that person before, what we need is just a summary. So the first thing to do is we need to drop the limit all the way down to 1. We'll build manually, we'll add the condition. We'll only match with one filter, so any filter should be fine. The field name is going to be email address. The condition should be equals, and then we'll go all the way to Gmail trigger to get the address that sent us the email, which is here from field value. And there we go. We'll execute step. We are expecting nothing. Exactly. There was no output. Now we can't spin the Supabase node, so we'll just keep it going. The next thing we need to do is now adding our current email in the Supabase table. We will go to Supabase. We will create a row. We want to do the resources row, create table name emails, and then define below for each column. So for the field name, we'll now do them one by one. Just speed this part over, and that's it. Now that we have everything, and there we go, we've gotten the output. Let's go and check on our table editor. Let's refresh. Oh, we saw it there for a quick second. And there we go. Now we have the table complete. And for the next 2 episodes, we'll need to work through getting the if node, that when it finds that we have actually received an email from that person before, we need to be able to extract the summary from the email and show it to the client. And we will also probably need to add an AI agent so that it can schedule meetings for you. That will be it for today though. See you in the next episode.